A tree is only as strong as its roots. A house without a solid foundation may look good to those on the outside, but if you're living in it, you know the problems that you're fighting to keep that house from crumbling. In my day job, when we're faced with a problem, we do what's called a root cause analysis. This process identifies failures, mistakes, and shortcomings. Each step in the process brings us closer to finding the root cause of the trouble that we're facing. Once the root cause of the problem is pinpointed, only then can we correct ourselves and prevent that same problem from happening again in the future. So let's talk about the roots of the United States division among her people. Many Americans are in denial and want to ignore that there are clearly many divides on many levels, but the current climate of our country will not be corrected if we continue to go back and forth talking or even ignoring problems without identifying what's wrong and finding solutions. Now it's nothing for someone to voice their grievances about politicians of our times. So why is it such a sore subject to discuss presidents and lawmakers of the past? The truth is, the policies and mentalities of the men that founded this country are exactly what we are fighting to overcome today. Now these men did a tremendous job if you only focus on the Constitution and their stance against tyranny. But the root cause of the racial divide, zealotry, and the separation on various levels that many people choose to live with did not start with Donald Trump. It didn't start with Barack Obama either. It started the very first day the United States became an independent nation. Here's some food for thought. Had the men that signed the Declaration of Independence risen above their times and created a world in which they genuinely thought all men were created and should be treated equally, slavery would have come to a halt 100 years earlier. Pushing that entire timeline back 100 years, someone like me would have been in a position to get my family on the path to prosperity and glory in 1917 instead of 2017. So I'm not saying that there would not still have been hills to climb, but what I am saying, we would have gotten over those hills much sooner than we are getting over them right now. We also could have possibly avoided the Civil War of the 1860s altogether, and the Jim Crow laws and segregation that followed. A man like Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. could have brought about drastic social change in the 1860s instead of the 1960s. We also wouldn't still be finding out how horrible some of the people around us are now that we can share our every thought on social media, because their mentality would have died off long ago. We'd all be living in the world that I feel is still to come. Now that we've identified where this mess started, we all have to work toward changing our mentalities and not giving in to the anger, the accepted intolerance, and the barbaric mentality and mistreatment of people that we don't identify with. You and I may not realize it, but the truth is we grew up in a place that was built on the idea that it was okay to judge based on skin color or religious background, that men were better than women. Like it or not, that's the root of our country's problems. That's our foundation. Anyone that says they cannot see it is not being honest with themselves. We have to accept that there is a problem. We have to be honest about where the problem started. And then we have to engage with respectful dialogue with those that want to do the same. That's the only way we're going to overcome the madness and intolerance that plagues our great nation. I don't care who you are or who you think you are, you will never have everything your way. Compromise and understanding will get you a long way and maybe even bring some peace into your life. Sitting in the corner with your arms folded will only get you left behind and stuck in the past of a growing and increasingly forward-thinking world. Do the right thing for the sake of the world and your own sake as well. The world won't be fixing itself. We have to do it. This is Facts and Opinions with Don. I'm Donald January Jr. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.